That is the Aladdin Hotel and Casino as it rises from the ground on the Strip in Las Vegas. Always lots of activity and excitement in this city and in that spot. And there is excitement tonight inside the Theater for the Performing Arts, where sometimes it's Broadway, sometimes it's music. Tonight it's pugilism. And we have got a very, very interesting main event, and we hope you will enjoy it. I'm Al Bernstein along with James Smith. We're delighted that you're with us, and these are the gentlemen who will be fighting in our main event. Kevin Kelley, the former featherweight champion of the world, against young Humberto Soto, who brings 21 wins and 4 losses into this fight, a 9-fight winning streak, and a 22 hopes to upset Kevin Kelley's hopes of getting yet another shot at a world title.
Kevin Kelley, again, is even more loquacious than yours truly. He is the king of these sound bites, isn't he?
Boy, he is indeed. His are long sound bites. He's a very flamboyant and talkative, and as you say, loquacious man. This gentleman, Humberto Soto, a 22-year-old from Los Mochis, Mexico, who comes in here, as I said, with a 9-fight winning streak. His last fight, he was not performing as well as he would like. Marco Perez was kind of handling him, but Perez twisted his ankle in the 3rd round, and Soto got the win in that fight. However, he's got an impressive 10-round win over Mark Burst, who was a former alternate on the United States Olympic team. And so Humberto Soto brings some credentials into this fight, and he is a guy who, while he's facing a veteran, is himself a young veteran, if you want to put it that way.
And he's also been training with a real veteran in Manuel Medina, and that kind of training work will certainly help this young 22-year-old. He had about 60 amateur fights, so he also comes, from a good amateur background, does Soto.
Well, Kevin Kelley, the champion who you'll meet in just a moment, told us about how he thinks he'll know when it's time for him not to be a boxer.
At 130 is a new day. At 130, I feel different. I look different. Last fight, 2nd round knockout. People think it was just a joke. They watch this one. For 40 years out, my destiny is to be world champion. Holyfield and all these other great fighters and great champions they talk bad about, and they come back with world titles, and they astonish the crowd. We know when it's over. We're the professionals. We're the experts. That's why I commentate. That's why I talk about it, because we're the experts. I'm going to tell you right now, and all the viewers out there right now, that what you're about to see is going to be devastating. What you're about to see is going to be the beginning of a new era at 130 pounds.
So he wants to campaign, of course, at junior lightweight. This is for the NABA lightweight championship, but Kevin Kelley sees himself as a junior lightweight competing for major world titles. And up from the featherweight division, he's a 35-year-old, but he is never at a loss for words, as you saw and heard in that soundbite. He is the expert. After all, he's told us he is, so he must be.
Well, despite all of that confidence he exhibited, I still think, Al, that he's trying to convince even himself at this point that he can win another world championship. I did his loss to Benito Rodriguez a few years back. He's only had like 4 fights in the past, 3 years or so. So I still think and fighters go through that, as you know. They get to a point where they're still trying to convince not only the public and the boxing public, but themselves.
Absolutely, and I could go all the way back to a fight with Ricardo Rivera back in Chester, West Virginia, back in 1995, when he was in all kinds of trouble in that fight. And it was at a time when he had lost his title, and people were wondering whether he still had it. And so it's been a long and winding road for Kevin Kelley. But along the way, he's had some exciting fights. Wins over, even in recent years, wins over people like Jesus Salud, the exciting fight with Nassim Hamed. And he lost to Eric Morales, knocked out in 7 in the year 2000. Then came back, had a fight in April, his only fight in the last 19 months. Got that win against not awesome opposition. And now here he is. This is truly his coming out party now, because while Humberto Soto is not a world champion or maybe a top 5 or 6 contender, he's a very good fighter.
Also victories over Derek Gainer, a devastating come-from-behind knockout, a win over Luis Espinoza, a draw with Bones Adams, a victory over Goyo Vargas and Troy Dorsey. So in 12 title fights he's been involved in, Kevin Kelley.
Yeah, he's fought some of the best in several weight divisions. And back in the early 90s when he was the featherweight champ, he was as exciting as they come and gave the smaller weight divisions quite a name. Let's take a look at the tail of the tape between these two fighters. So the stage is set for what we think is going to be a very interesting main event, and to tell us all about it is Michael Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, from the Aladdin Resort Casino of Las Vegas, CSI Sports in association with Duva Boxing, Western Union, and Corona Extra La Cerveza Más Fina is proud to present Corona's World-Class Championship Boxing main event of the evening. 12 rounds for the vacant NABA Lightweight Championship. Sanctioned by the Nevada State Athletic Commission Chairman Dr. Luther Mack. The 3 judges assigned to ringside for this bout are Carol Castellano, C.J. Ross, and Paul Smith. And when the bell rings, your referee in charge of the action, Robert Bird. And now, ladies and gentlemen, from the Aladdin of Las Vegas, let's get ready to rumble! Introducing first, fighting out of the red corner, wearing blue trimmed with white and weighing 131 pounds. He comes to us from Los Mochis, Mexico, with a professional record consisting of 21 victories, including 9 knockouts, with 4 losses. Ladies and gentlemen, here is Humberto Zorrita Soto. And his opponent across the ring, weighing in at 130 pounds and wearing navy trimmed with orange. His professional record, 51 victories, including 36 knockouts, with 5 defeats and 2 bouts even, and 2 world titles. Originally from Flushing, New York, but now living and fighting out of Las Vegas, Nevada, ladies and gentlemen, the former 2-time world champion, the Flushing Flash, Kevin Kelley.
Okay, gentlemen, I gave you instructions in the dressing room. The only thing I'm going to tell you now, when I tell you to stop, that means stop whatever you're doing. I tell you to break, give me a clean break. Protect yourselves at all times. Obey my commands at all times. This is a championship fight. I expect a championship effort. Watch the Hogan.
So we're set to go in this NABA lightweight championship match, which Kevin Kelley, at the age of 35 now, trying to make a run at another world title and do it in the junior lightweight division, though this is for a stepping stone lightweight title. He believes his future is in the junior lightweight division as he comes up from featherweight. And as fighters get older, they tend to go up higher in weight. We'll see what Kevin Kelley has to offer here against Soto.
I look for him to get off to a quick start. He's been getting some great training, Kelley has, with Wayne McCulloch, the former bantamweight champion. They've sparred over 100 rounds in prepping Kelley for this fight. So that's great work in the gym. We'll see how it works out in this fight against Soto.
Soto moving to his left, always the right thing to do against a southpaw. So that's a good sign at the beginning for him. Phil Borgia is the trainer of Kevin Kelley. He's almost as active verbally in the corner as Kevin normally is before fights.
Soto a little tentative here early, respecting that power and that experience. Chops the right hand there. Needs to let his punches go.
One of the issues Kevin Kelley has had, especially in recent times in his career, is defense. He's been more hit-em than he would like to be. Of course, that's against great fighters like Morales and Nassim Hamed, but even against Benito Rodriguez, as you point out, you said you did that fight. he's got some defensive liabilities these days.
Even some of his great, his great victory over Gaynor, he was, behind and came back in their first fight to knock him out with one punch. He has tremendous power, heavy-handed for a featherweight, now up in the lightweight division where the guys are a little bit bigger.
He believes at 130 at junior lightweight will be the place he'll settle here in the next few fights if he can get a win here tonight. And a loss here tonight, by the way, for Kevin Kelley is just devastating. For Humberto Soto, it's not going to be the end of the world for this 22-year-old, but at 35 for Kevin Kelley, a loss here tonight would be a big blow.
Soto a little bit busier. He's landed a left hook and a couple of nice right hands and showing a little bit less respect. And I think if this fight continues, you'll see him get a little bit more relaxed. Kevin trying to turn over that straight left hand. Should be using his right jab a little more.
Soto is getting the range with that right hand. And Kevin Kelley's always squared himself up a little too much to opponents. You see him as a lefty, you don't really want to square yourself up. That's when they can land the lead right. Other than you see Soto just missing a nice response from Kelley, and they go at it here in round one. A warning to Humberto Soto, inserted at a very odd time in this fight.
Stop, let him up, let him out.
Overly zealous officiating.
Yeah, seems to be the case this evening. So round one, things started to heat up toward the end of the round. Is this a portent of things to come? We'll see. You look into the corner of Kevin Kelley. Phil Borgia, his main trainer on the outside, the orange jersey.
Okay, I got me. You know what I just said? I got you. I want a little more touching to the arm. Everything okay. Don't do this. Don't do that. In your mouth. Spit it out. Give me a keep. Give me a little keep. Good. Got it. On the inside. You're letting your head get away from you. Keep your symmetry even so you can explode underneath. You hear what I just said? Keep your symmetry even, then you can explode underneath. Everything is right.
Some guys would need a thesaurus to know what symmetry means, some of the fighters. Look at the action in round one. Kelley with a nice combination.
Mouthpiece in.
Yeah, Soto a little holding and hitting. That may be what he was warned about.
Mouthpiece.
We move into the second round. It's our main event. Kevin Kelley, former two-time world champion, in the black trunks with the orange piping, and in the blue and white trunks, it is Humberto Soto, the 22-year-old, who just bounced the right hand off Kelley's head, put him off balance, and in between rounds in the corner, Phil Borgia talking to Kevin Kelley, and yes, he used the word symmetry, which is not often heard in a boxing corner, but between those two, that isn't a surprising word to hear.
Soto is going to be in a little bit of trouble there if he keeps holding and hitting. The referee has already noticed it. Kevin's feeling those chopping right hands. You know, the first thing that goes on a fighter are the reflexes and the legs, and Kelley's getting hit with some chopping rights that perhaps earlier in his career he wouldn't have been hit with. He's also talking. He constantly does that.
Yeah, I think if there was a way for him to be mic'd in a fight and do the commentary in his own fight, he'd like to do that. And there wouldn't be much space for natural sound to get in. It really wouldn't. He's a talkative guy.
Well, at least he has a good career after. He's already had a decent career in broadcasting. I've done some fights with him. He's a very likable man, Kevin Kelley. Right now trying to get the range and turn over that straight left hand.
He's not been accurate with his punches. And to use boxing parlance, has not been able to get off with his punches. Just hasn't been able to get there. Good straight left hand, though, by Kelley as we head to the halfway mark of this second round.
And that shot bothered Soto. The last thing to go on a fighter is the power, and Kevin still has a lot of that.
There used the jab that Kelley did, but couldn't get in to make something happen. Soto missing with those counter punches now. Ooh, very low punch by Soto, and that will draw a warning from Bird, that's for sure.
Let's go.
Kevin doing a good job of making Soto miss with shots. Really trying to land that overhand left. There he comes underneath with it. There he comes up with a nice right hook.
Stop. Let him up,
Settle now. Let's go.
The thing about Kelley's arsenal, he has power in both hands, and he really has the ability to throw all the shots, left hooks and right hooks. Right now he's missing with some shots, and Soto counters effectively.
And I think Kelley got hurt with that left hook. I think that left hook affected Kevin Kelley. Let's see if Soto can come back and capitalize on it. There's Kelley coming back.
Good heated action by these guys.
Much as it was at the end of round one.
Good jab by Kelley.
The former two-time featherweight, two-time champion. A 35-year-old who is in only his second fight in the last 19 months. Hoping to campaign now as a junior lightweight, up from featherweight.
Kevin with his mouth open a little bit. I wouldn't think fatigue would be setting in here yet, but he does have the mouth open. And again, you know, at 35, he's had a lot of wars during his career. He's won some of them and lost a few of them.
And even the ones he won, some would say, may have taken a toll on him. You can go all the way back to when he lost his WBC title to Alejandro Gonzalez in what was a tremendous fight. That was a war. That was a war. He was KO'd and TKO'd in the 11th round.
And people need to remember that, you know, 35 years old as a lightweight, featherweight, anything down, you know, below 147 pounds of welterweight limit, it's a whole different kettle of fish than, you know, being like a heavyweight. The bodies just don't last as long.
Halfway through round number 3, it's scheduled for 12. This is our main event. Kevin Kelley, the 35-year-old champion, and a 22-year-old Humberto Soto.
Pick him up, Kelley.
Soto is still looking for that counter right hand, has landed it occasionally. And there it is. Not as often as he'd like. He's not really gotten to use the left hook as much as I think he would like. Of course, it's an excellent weapon against the southpaw. And I think one that's pretty mandatory if you're going to get things done with it. Except Kelley squares himself up to you, so the lead right hands, in his case, get there.
Soto doing a good job of using the ring, getting out of harm's way, landed a quick combination in there. And making it difficult for Kelley to get his offense going. We mentioned Soto has been training with Manuel Medina, multiple-time champion. And that's got to be great sparring there, just like I mentioned Kelley with Wayne McCullough.
Yeah, both men sparring with champions, you know, terrific fighters to get ready for this bout. So that should bode well for them. Right hand gets in by Soto, but Kelley comes right back. Soto kind of celebrating landing that right hand. Maybe he thinks Kelley is more hurt than he is. Who knows? But the action's heating up, and we expect more of it. Don't go anyplace. Into round number 4 with Kevin Kelley in the black trunks against Humberto Soto in the blue. It was a very energetic ending to round number 4, and one that didn't, round number 3, excuse me, one that didn't please the corner of Kevin Kelley, and Phil Borgia gave a very emphatic talk to Kevin Kelley, telling him, you've got to get this guy out of here.
Well, tell him how to do it. You know, you can emphatically say whatever you want, but you need to give some instruction at the same time. Even though this guy's been around a long time, but he's having a little trouble with Soto. I have this fight dead even. Kelley needs to work behind that right jab and use that power. He still has plenty of pop in that overhand left and his right hook. And his left hook, for that matter. He needs to get in position to throw it. And that's the most difficult thing, Al, when you get a little older, getting yourself in position to throw it.
Yeah, well, you need the footwork to get it done, and then you need the hand speed to pull it off. And Kelley hasn't thrown that many punches in this fight. Good hook by Soto as Kelley comes in and got Kevin Kelley's attention, I think.
And you can see the confidence, can't you, growing in Soto as this fight goes along. He's going to have to be careful, sticking that chin a little bit too high, but feeling much more confident.
Well, he's boxing well, Humberto Soto. He's making Kelley come to him, utilizing the ring. We're halfway through round number 4, and he's counterpunching well.
I can't forget what he told me before his last fight against Marco Perez. I asked him, what do you want out of this? He says, I want some big fights. Well, he gets the opportunity off that strange victory over Perez, where Perez sprained his ankle. In a fight that he was actually beating Soto.
Yeah, Perez was doing very well in that fight. And Humberto got a little bit of a break. But, there was the twisted ankle. Right now in this fight, with a minute left to go here in round 4, Humberto Soto's boxing pretty well here in this 4th round, landing some counter punches, making it difficult for Kevin Kelley to get on the inside. Good shot by Kelley inside there.
Kevin trying to be cute right now and do some different things that'll throw Soto off.
Big right hand by Soto, 2 chopping right hands. He is being pretty accurate. Kelley lands a good straight left. And let me say this about Kevin Kelley, just telling Nassim Hamed, when you think he's in trouble or he's out of it, I saw it in the fight I did mention in Chester, West Virginia years ago against Rivera. Don't ever count Kevin Kelley out of a fight.
Ask Derek Gainer about that.
Yeah, there's a perfect example as well. But a good round for Humberto Soto. Maybe his best in the fight now. He's doubling up with left hooks. And Kevin Kelley needs to find some answers and find them maybe quickly. We'll see if he can do it. Time! We move into round 5. This is scheduled for 12. It is a battle for the NABA Lightweight Championship with former featherweight champion Kevin Kelley in the dark trunks, and in the light blue trunks, it is Humberto Soto. Kelley, the 35-year-old, who was fighting only his 2nd fight in 19 months. Humberto Soto comes in on a 9-fight winning streak, the 22-year-old from Mexico. And it is now really starting to heat up. The good counterpunching of Soto and the aggressiveness of Kelley making this a very interesting matchup right now.
And as it heats up, remember, one man's 22, the other man is 35. But remember, the other man has so much experience. So that's what you love about these matchups.
Now Soto has only been 12 rounds, though he is the younger man, 1 time in his career. And Kevin Kelley has been that distance many times. He has been into the later rounds in fights several times.
But really have the stamina at age 35 to be able to go there against a guy who's much younger and doing a good job of, again, very focused. Nice combination.
Nice uppercut by Soto. 5 times Kelley has been 12 rounds. But, yeah, he's 35 and has fought only 1 fight in the last 19 months. So, as he heads into these later rounds, if Soto can get an edge, and of course, who knows what will really end up being on the scorecards and who is winning these rounds. We think Soto's slightly ahead, but that's our opinion.
If I were Soto, I would mix in a few body shots to my arsenal, especially when you're against a guy that's older than you by that many years.
Yeah, you're right. That would really, especially early in this fight, it could pay some dividends later.
He's landing, but he's strictly head hunting.
Let him out.
He's catching Kevin from time to time, but Kevin has so much ring savvy that he's slipping a lot of those shots.
Under a minute left to go here in round 5. And now Soto, I think, landing the heavier of these shots. And I think Kevin Kelley's getting a little fatigued right here.
See that mouth open, taking some deep breaths.
Let him out. Come on up here. Let's go.
Under a half-minute left to go here in the 5th round. It has been, like the 4th, a good round for Humberto Soto. Young man from Los Mochis, Mexico. They clash heads, an accidental clash of heads. No cut, but boy, they both felt that one. Chopping right, but a good left hand set by Kelley sends Humberto Soto back.
You see the flow you went into the end there? That's the kind of flow. Stop loading. But what is with this looking at him? How you supposed to breathe? What the hell you call that? 19 years, you breathing like that in front of me? Come on. Come on, Kevin. Good calls on a holding, ref. Come on, Kevin. 6th round, that was the 5th.
Kelley with his back to you, tasting a jab and a right hand, and another combination by Soto. Steps back to admire his work. Kevin with the looping right. The heads come together there. Fortunately, it didn't look like either fighter was cut from that.
Nice and fast, nice and quick. You don't hook it on you. You understand? Once you finish, start again. Go to work, Kevin. You understand that?
We head into the 6th round as we approach the halfway point in this matchup. Kevin Kelley in the black trunks with the orange trim, and in the light blue trunks with white is Humberto Soto. Good left hand by Kelley and a right hand by Kevin Kelley, the former featherweight champion at 35, trying to find the fire necessary to win this all-important match, and he hopes get him going in the junior lightweight division, even though this is for a lightweight championship. To get a world championship, he thinks the junior lightweight division, 130, is where he needs to be, and he's come out this round, Smitty, with more resolve.
He's really turned over a left hand. Had that landed flush, I think Soto might be out of here, certainly in trouble. He's certainly throwing a lot of conviction on those shots. A lot behind him, Kevin Kelley, but can he keep that up? A little nice holding and hitting, but he didn't get away with it by Soto. He was trying that earlier in the fight, and I think one more, they might take a point away from him. But Kelley, see, can he keep that type of work up? You see, now the hands are down, and he's taking some shots, and fighters, when they get to that age, they can't go through an entire 3 minutes with that type of punch output.
And we heard Phil Borgia in between rounds saying, 19 years in front of me, you're breathing like that, and he meant the heavy breathing out in the middle of the ring.
Let's go. Stop, let him up, let him out.
By the way, let's go. This referee doing a pretty good job at staying out of the action for the most part.
Robert Bird is handling things when he needs to. Good chopping left hand by Soto. Humberto Soto, the 22-year-old, with 9 KOs and 21 wins. So he's not a huge knockout puncher. You're seeing evidence of that. He's got pop in his punch, but he's not a one-punch artist by any stretch of the imagination.
He really got the attention there of Kelley with a body shot. He landed 2 nice body shots, did Soto, and that's something we called for a little bit earlier.
He threw a real low punch before, but if he can throw some legal body punch, there's a left hook.
He's looking at that body, isn't he?
He really is. And it is a good idea. Under a minute left to go here in round number 6. Kelley with kind of a shoe shine action there, then landing a couple of punches. It's a little better round than Kelley than the last 2, but I don't know if he's done enough to win it. Good right by Soto. Soto chasing the former champion around the ring now. But Kelley also getting a few things done this round.
And I think Soto has, he doesn't have much respect for the power of Kelley at this point, does he?
Kevin Kelley facing a trial by fire right now and trying to make sure his career can move forward from tonight. Into round 7, we've passed the halfway mark in this 12-round encounter between Kevin Kelley in the black trunks with the orange trim, and in the blue trunks it is Humberto Soto. Soto, the 22-year-old from Mexico, Kelley, the 35-year-old former champion. And it's been a pretty compelling match. There have been flashes of excellent action. Soto has, I think, by and large, done a little better job in this fight, and I believe you have him ahead, do you not?
I do, by a few points.
The last several rounds have been pretty strong for Soto. Last round a little better for Kelley. Good right hand again by Soto. He is getting that right hand in on a regular basis.
What would really help him would be to come back with another shot. There's a nice body shot that he's been working to that stray low.
Yeah, Kelley complained, and I think Bird gave him a warning. Now Soto, the other thing he's doing, he's standing there looking for that left hook, which is a very important weapon against the southpaw. He wasn't looking for it before.
Soto's mouth, though, starting to open more and more. His fatigue may be setting in on the 22-year-old.
Well, we mentioned he's only been 12 rounds once before in his career. But he does have age on his side, that's for sure. Moving the wrong way is Soto, to his right against the southpaw, but kind of getting away with it. There he throws the hook, but you got to move to your left if you're going to do it against the lefty.
Kelley getting a little bit more aggressive. Soto a lot more effective when he's backing up and roughing up Kevin Kelley.
You're right about Soto working to that body. If he would do that on the inside, he would be so much more effective. He's in position sometimes to do it. Soto walking down Kevin Kelley, trying to get that right hand in. There's the right and the hook both missing. And that's why going to the body would be a good idea.
Yeah, you see him dipping low. He's trying to set up that right, straight right to the body.
Soto with 9 KOs in 21 fights. And he has landed some big shots against Kelley, but not gotten him close to going down. But there was a nice left hook by Soto that may have stunned Kelley. And I think the legs of Kelley betrayed him for a moment or two there.
Punch it out. Let's go.
Both fighters throwing some heavy shots. Kelley senses too that he hurt Soto.
Yeah, they are wailing away. Well, this is what Kevin Kelley fights always get to at some point, isn't it? And we've got it right now here in round 7 as it closes.
That's all.
Good job. Slow your heart down. That's the thing right now. I need your heart rate like it was the first round. Slow down. Breathe for me.
Jálate para atrás cuando te abraces, caso. No estás golpeando abajo, los ganchos abajo, a los lados, al centro y luego para arriba. Más combinaciones, hijo. ¿Estás cansado, qué? Entonces, es tan fácil para ti, pero estás complicando.
But what happened to these
Kevin
shots?
Kelley
What happened to these
backing up,
shots?
slipping.
What happened?
Soto lands the jab.
For 4 rounds, you're telling me you're low, and then you're still doing it.
Kelley with a real nice left hook there. Shows that the southpaw can still throw the left
Seconds
hook.
out. Seconds out. Let's go.
We head into the 8th round. Kevin Kelley and Humberto Soto. Kevin Kelley, the former featherweight champion, a 35-year-old veteran fighting for the second time in 19 months against Soto, who is in here on a 9-fight winning streak, a 22-year-old from Mexico, who has been very workmanlike in his efforts in this fight.
Good, very good performance by Soto, stepping way up in opposition. Now starting to pump that left jab out there, using that 4-inch reach advantage that we mentioned. There he throws a lead right.
And you know, he has done well in this fight without ever doing all the things you're supposed to do against the southpaw. At least only done it in spots. Hasn't moved to his left that much. Has not thrown the hook as much as he might. There, look at how effectively that punch landed. He's done it with jabs and straight right hands because Kevin Kelley has squared himself up so much to him that he's made himself an available target. I mean, here's this guy moving to his right the wrong way, throwing only lead right hands, and he's getting the job done. There, he did it again.
And perhaps getting away with it because this is a fighter, you know, who may be on the other side of his greatness, slowing down a little bit.
Exactly.
But still, Kevin, so dangerous at all times, as you mentioned, and so slick. And
you really don't ever want to count him out. Halfway through the 8th round, he's in the schedule for 12. Soto having another pretty good round, though, here in the 8th round. Good right, and Kelley on the end of that punch.
Kevin has a tendency to almost talk to his opponents and say, good shot, or you missed me. He even commentates during the fight and has a bad habit of looking over to his corner too much for instruction during the fight.
Good right hand. Oh, nice right hook by Kelley, but here comes Soto right back. And you know, as you go up in weight, here he is at 135. Those are the punches that used to really destroy featherweights. Maybe they're not going to destroy junior lightweights or lightweights.
They just don't have the impact on a guy that weighs 6-7 pounds more than when you were fighting in your prime.
So round 8 with just about a half minute left to go, and it's been another pretty good round for Humberto Soto, the young man from Mexico. who coming off, actually not one of his best performances, even though he won against Marco Perez. Won primarily because his opponent twisted his ankle. Good. Oh, he's hurt. Kevin Kelley with 2 bombs that hurt Humberto Soto, but right at the end of the round. Things are definitely heating up here in Las Vegas. We move into the 9th round. At the end of the 8th, Kevin Kelley landed 2 significant punches that may have hurt Humberto Soto, giving him some hope. And Phil Borgia told him in between rounds, you've got to just go out and throw. Forget about looking pretty. You've got to make something happen.
The equalizer, the power of Kevin Kelley really hurt Soto, and Soto sticking that chin up a little bit. There it is again.
Right hook, and Soto holding on. Well, this is what we talked about. You never count Kevin Kelley out of a fight. And if you get in a firefight with Kevin Kelley, he will hang in there.
Watch the uppercut by Kelley. He's trying to set it up, and Soto's leaning down in trouble. Kevin's trying to get in position to throw that. He can throw either the right or left uppercut.
You know, both fighters are tired. Both fighters' technique has diminished, and this is just the time when somebody gets nailed with something big and goes down. And why is Soto fighting so short? Why is he bending in to Kevin Kelley now?
Well, I think at first what he was trying to do was go low and try to get in position to work the body, but right now it may be a little bit also fatigue setting in.
He's good hook by Soto.
Work it, get out. No, push.
Soto falls down. That will not be a knockdown.
But he's tired out.
Yeah, I agree.
And they sense that in the Kelley corner. They're imploring him to come in and get this guy out of here. Soto's squaring up, too.
Yeah, you're right. Halfway through round 9, and there's been a dramatic shift in this fight. Even though Soto's landing big punches, so is Kelley, and now these big exchanges are happening on equal terms. And there's no question Soto looks more fatigued.
And he's helping it, Kevin is, by leaning on him like that, pushing his neck down. Soto's wide open for an uppercut. There it is.
Soto holding a lot. So the plot is definitely thickening here, and there's 3 rounds left to go.
Come on, guys, let's work.
Kevin Kelley's best round in a while. Probably a round he's winning.
Let's work. Punch or get out.
Which is not to say that Soto hasn't landed some good shots, but Kelley has been stronger. Here comes Kelley, and here comes Soto. Wow. Well,
let's work.
This is what you often expect when Kevin Kelley steps in the ring against somebody, and we're getting it tonight. An all-out war, yeah.
Let's work, guys. Your hands free.
Both guys are on the inside. They need to watch the cuts here.
There you go.
Saw the heads come together a few times.
A good round for Kevin Kelley at a time when Lord knows he needed it. How much does young Humberto Soto have in the gas tank? Questions that will get answered in the next 3 rounds. We head into round number 10. It is scheduled for 12, and that's a significant point right now because can either of these men get to the 12th round?
In the last round, the older man, Kelley, looked the fresher of the 2. Let's see if Soto at 22 catches the second win. He's still squaring up too much and is open for uppercuts of Kelley.
Round number 10 of 12. And for Kevin Kelley, that 9th round was a godsend. A low blow from Soto. The second one he has done, and he's going to get a point deducted. No, is he? No, he's not. But they're going to give Kevin Kelley 5 minutes, or however long it takes, but 5 is the max, to recover from that.
When we get a look at it, you'll see Soto may have the right hand, I think.
Oh, yeah, that's about as low as it can get. And it's the second time he did that in this fight.
And I don't know if that hurts more at 35 or not, but
that's a good question. I don't know the answer to that one, but Kevin Kelley, if he's a smart guy, will take some time. A warning to Soto. Do you agree that with the referee not taking the point away,
You know, it was an accident.
Yeah, I do, but
I think that I don't think that he should have taken a point there.
It did happen once before in the fight, but it has not been a repeated kind of a thing. It's not like there have been a million low blows that have had debilitating effect on Kevin Kelley. Now, I don't think the referee was over here talking to the officials. I do not believe he took the point away, but he's talking about the time. Let's take a look at it again. And yeah, ouch.
Let's go. Box.
And we will resume. So here in the 10th round, and what effect will that have on Kelley? Now, it takes a toll on you, as you said, so with no point deductions, he doesn't really get anything for it. Soto will have to be very careful about how he goes down to the body now, because one more, and you know there'll be a point deducted, and that could be very big in this fight.
Let's go.
Kevin Kelley doing some really good old-timer tricks of tying the man up, leaning on him, and doing a lot of things to try to tire out this 22-year-old.
Now, the middle rounds, there's no question, belong to Humberto Soto. The first rounds, we thought he was winning most of them, but some were very close, and Kelley won a couple. So these last 3 rounds, and the 9th, we believe, was won by Kelley. They could be very, very significant.
I think I have it. I have it dead even right now.
Oh, you do? Okay.
I've given Kelley the last 3 rounds.
Really? Oh, okay. That's interesting.
They're very close, though.
Yeah, I wouldn't have gone for all the last 3, but the last one for sure. Good left hooks by Soto.
Stop. I got you. Let's go.
Soto looking at that body again and goes right to it.
Soto being more aggressive now, but he is lunging into Kelley and putting himself in a position to be hit more. Earlier in the fight, he was on the outside. Kelley didn't have a chance to him. See, look, he's leaning, and that's probably fatigue. You're right. That's a big part of it.
And you can see his mouth is wide open. He's trying desperately to fight through his fatigue. Both guys, we always expect heart from Kevin Kelley, but both guys demonstrating a lot of heart.
And it's turned into a much messier affair. Both men's technique not what it was earlier. There they go, both down, as if to prove my point.
Kevin, I think, pushed him down again there.
Just seconds remaining here in round number 10.
Keep it clean, you understand? Keep it clean. Let's go.
So who will have enough left to make something meaningful happen in these last 2 rounds? We'll find out shortly.
All right, looking for the bell, guys. Bell!
We move into the 11th round of this 12-rounder. I'm Al Bernstein along with James Smith, and we are delighted that you joined us for this matchup.
Good body work by Kelley on the inside there.
There you go.
Yeah, you mentioned at the opening that you love this type of storyline with the youngster against the former champion, and it's really played itself out into heck of a fight.
It really has. Kevin Kelley in the dark, the black trunks with the orange. The 35-year-old former champion, Humberto Soto, 22-year-old, who came in here with a record of 21-4 with 9 KOs. Kelley is 51-5 with 36 KOs. Kelley stepping up to, in tonight's case, the lightweight division, but wants to be a junior lightweight from featherweight. And he has been in a war here with Soto. For the most part, it's been a war. Soto controlled the middle part of the fight and maybe some portions of the early fight. In the last few rounds, it has primarily been Kelley getting the good work done, although you thought the last round might have gone to Soto.
Might have eked out that last round. These are very difficult rounds to score because you have Soto winning parts of them and Kelley stealing the certain flurries, and both guys are now, because of fatigue on the inside, and who's getting the better of this? Both guys are getting and giving.
Very, very tough to tell. Soto now starting to dig that left hook to the body. You mentioned he should have done body work earlier, and I certainly agree with that. Good work by Kelley underneath.
Kevin's landed some very good. There's a nice double left hook by Soto.
And now there's Kelley pushing down. Soto's also adding to that happening by coming into his head so low. So good right hand by Soto, good left by Kevin Kelley. And so it goes, as Linda Ellerby used to say. it's tough because these are very, very close rounds, and this fight has split decision written all over it.
Yeah, maybe draw written all over it.
Yeah.
You got a really skilled veteran who really wants it. He wants another championship, including this one tonight. And Soto, who's trying to make the most of this great opportunity against an aging veteran. Aging veteran. Aging champion.
Well, he's an aging veteran tonight, aging former champion. There's a good combination by Soto. Now he's bullying Kelley against those ropes, doing a good job of keeping him there and landing some significant punches. Is Kelley hurt with only seconds remaining in this round, or is he just kind of languishing on the ropes?
Well, if he's not hurt, he's losing the round because of it.
Yeah, he really may have given that round away. Good counter punches by Kelley. He knocks Soto backwards with a straight left hand.
Great example at the end of that round of how difficult it is to score. Soto was really getting the best of it. Kelley staggers Soto. I still have to give Soto the round.
He did the majority. I would agree with you. But this will not be an easy fight to score, and it's going to come down to the 12th round. The most decisive round of Kevin Kelley's career, at least right now, certainly, because a loss here would be devastating to Humberto Soto. And does it all come down to this 12th round for the 35-year-old former champion?
Well, Kevin still has the bounce in the legs. He's trying to set him up to land one of those devastating overhand shots. He hurt Soto at the end of the 11th round. I still gave Soto that round. I have Soto ahead by 2 points, but it is oh so close. It may come down to this round.
It is the 12th and final round. It has been a give-and-take affair. The last round, a good one for Soto, although Kelley finished very quickly.
Let's go.
Soto with a good straight right hand. The 22-year-old from Mexico against the 35-year-old veteran. Kelley, a former champion who has dreams of fighting again for a junior lightweight title, but right now he has to find a way to beat Soto, and he lands a good straight right hand, does Kelley.
Kelley was hit with 3 chopping right hands by Soto, took them all well, and then put his hands down as if to say, hey, doesn't hurt me. Only place it might be hurting him is on the scorecards right now. He may need this last round.
Kelley with a right, overhand right. We're halfway through the 12th and final round. 6 times before, I said 5, I actually meant 6. Kelley has gone 12 rounds. Soto has been 12 rounds once before.
Step out.
But Soto looks like he's going to do it for the second time unless something dramatic happens here.
Good body work by Kevin Kelley this round. Digging shots to the body, and Soto grimaced at a couple of those.
Soto very much throwing arm punches right now. Oh, excellent work downstairs by Kelley. Wow. Should have done that. He should have done that in about the 7th or 8th round when Soto was tired. Both men are giving what they have here. I'll tell you what, the technique is not as good as it was earlier, but the grittiness and the determination of both these men is exceptional.
Kevin moving around good for a 35-year-old in the 12th round of an action-packed fight, using all of those tricks that he's learned.
Get head up, Kevin.
And so, a half a minute left to go in this round.
Let's work, Kelvin. You're holding him. Get off his head. Let's work,
Look
guys.
for one final big flurry from Kevin if he can get off of those ropes. There he's trying.
I got you. Let's go.
Certainly has the quicker hands.
Come on, punch
Just seconds remaining. And maybe it's the last 10 seconds of Kevin Kelley's career, who knows? Or maybe it's a new beginning for him at a higher weight. The judges will tell us this.
Ladies and gentlemen, here at the Aladdin, we go to the scorecards. On the line, the vacant NABA lightweight title winner gets the belt. CJ Ross has it, 114, he has it even. Carol Castellano scores the contest, 116 to 112. From Paul Smith, we have 115 to 113, the winner by majority decision. He's the champion, the Flushing Flash, Kevin Kelley.
So Kevin Kelley gets a majority decision win. On one scorecard, won by as many as 4 points. On another, he won by 2. And one judge had it a draw. So Kevin Kelley continues on as a 35-year-old warrior, but Humberto Soto got some respect this evening, that's for sure. In the right direction. And finally, it was Kevin Kelley, the former champion of the world, winning a majority decision in a terrific and exciting fight against Humberto Soto. I'm Al Bernstein for James Smith. Thanks for being here. We'll see you next time.